Szoboszlai, Salah, Isak and Gakpo. And Manchester United, who are about to kick off, the players are taking a knee because this match is a no room for racism match. Manchester United with Lamens in goal, Maguire, De Ligt, Maguire and Shaw, Diallo, Casemiro, Fernandes and Dalot, and Mbeumo, Cunha and Mount. BBC World Service listeners, join us here at Anfield on a breezy, damp, grey afternoon. It's Liverpool against Manchester United. The referee, Michael Oliver, the 6th time that he has refereed this fixture. Liverpool have never won any of those matches. And here, Manchester United in possession inside the Liverpool half. Manchester United attacking from left to right towards the Kop end. It's played out by Cunha, out there to the left flank, where it is dragged back by Dalot, who goes back towards the halfway line, and back to Harry Maguire, who's come into the team today. Euro's on the bench, but as I mentioned in the build-up to the match, Maguire now has started 3 of the last 4 matches for Manchester United. Here is Van Dijk heading it forward, and then Maguire heads it forward again, comes down centrally. That's a nice little touch there to play it out to Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo into Mbeumo, who scores! He lifts it over the top of goalkeeper Mamadashvili as he comes out. A super finish, and Manchester United take a 2nd-minute lead at Anfield against Liverpool. What a start for Ruben Amorim.
Yeah, well, there's real debate about this goal as well from the Liverpool fans. They feel that there's a head injury in midfield. Van Dijk and then Mbeumo went up for the header. They clashed heads with McAllister. McAllister's still on the ground, nursing an injury. He's been looked at by the physios now, but Mbeumo doesn't care. He got up from that challenge, he turned, he went forward, and he made a lovely run in behind. Van Dijk had been caught with the header. He got sucked into midfield, and Mbeumo ran in behind Van Dijk. Van Dijk switches off. Konate can't get there, and he just lifts it perfectly over the onrushing Mamadashvili. It's a brilliant finish. It's a brilliant start for Manchester United. 1-0 ahead in what can only be the 2nd or 3rd minute.
Yeah, you know, what can Michael Oliver do there as the referee? Because, you know, the move develops immediately. So the players have clashed, and McAllister is still down now receiving treatment after that bang on the head. But as soon as he challenged, as soon as they hit the turf, Manchester United were halfway into the move that led to the goal.
Yeah, they were. However, the rules are the rules, and that's what Liverpool will be saying, and that's what Arne Slot will be saying. It's a head injury, the game should be stopped. What could McAllister have done? Could he have impacted that game had he have got up, impacted that move? Could he have blocked Mbeumo when he got up? That is going to be a real big talking point for the rest of this game.
And actually, you know, Mamadashvili, who was coming out to try and narrow the angle, and Mbeumo was breaking through. The pass was perfect as well from Amad Diallo. We should really underline that. And Mbeumo, with his right foot, just lifted it, and it sort of went between his left arm, Mamadashvili's left arm, and his left leg as he spread himself. So what a start! That is quite the shock for Liverpool after 3 defeats in a row, but coming back to Anfield, where they have won every match so far this season, but to go 1-0 down in the 2nd minute, that was certainly not part of the plan, and of course to concede yet again.
Yeah, and then what's the talk about Šeško? Why isn't he starting? Well, that's why, because then you're getting runners in behind, you're still capable of scoring goals. It's the perfect start for Manchester United. Just going back to the head injury that McAllister received, it was an elbow from Virgil van Dijk, his own player. That doesn't matter, it's still a head injury when he goes to ground, but Manchester United, they won't care about that.
And while we're talking, Stephen Warnock and I, still McAllister continuing to receive treatment, and he is sitting up now, and he does appear to be chatting away to the Liverpool physios.
Yeah, well, he's actually got a hat on now, John.
He's had a cap on his head.
Yeah, well, he's had Vaseline on the back of his head.
Oh, yeah.
There's definitely a cut.
That's quite unusual. It's like a sort of skull cap, isn't it, with a strap underneath?
It's like a water polo hat, isn't it?
Yeah. I can't ever remember seeing something like that used before. But you're right, it must be because of the blood. They've put the Vaseline on, they don't want the blood pouring down off his head. And he's been passed fit to continue. And
this is
come
another
back onto the
stupid
field.
rule. And I know they're trying to get away from people feigning injury. He's got a cut on his head, he's got a cap on, and they're still not letting him on the pitch until the time's allotted to let him back on.
Yeah.
It's an absolute stupid rule that they've brought in.
As Liverpool win a free kick halfway inside their own half. Mason Mount on Conor Bradley, who was superb for Northern Ireland in their win against Slovakia during the World Cup qualifiers, and then was suspended against Germany. But continuing at right back, he was, for Northern Ireland, he was almost like Steven Gerrard, I thought. Here's Van Dijk with the ball at his feet, and McAllister now back onto the field, and very obvious, the Liverpool number 10 with that black cap, or completely covering his hair. Liverpool go back towards the edge of the penalty area. Liverpool, who have just leaked goals almost all season. They've not kept a clean sheet since the win at Burnley.
What
Long
a ball
pass
that is
from Mamadashvili. That is for Gakpo to run onto into the penalty area. Low ball across, but into the path of Maguire, who is able to quickly adjust and play it away. But the Maguire pass has given it back to Kirkes. His cross took a deflection. It's bounced right across the penalty area. Salah bounces off him, and then Bruno Fernandes was in quickly to just get a contact on it. And it eventually bounces out of play on the halfway line. Stephen Warnock.
Oh, what a ball from Mamadashvili. Spreads it, diagonal ball from right to left over the head of Ahmed into Gakpo, and I'm thinking, take him into the penalty area, take him in a 1v1 situation, but tried to play the ball too quickly, easily cut out by Harry Maguire.
Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. And Manchester United leading here at Anfield through Brian Mbeumo's third goal for Manchester United, his second in the Premier League. And here's Gravenberch, who turns and gives it back to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk uses Kirkes, and the Hungarian international controls it, plays it in field. Then back to Van Dijk again, and the Liverpool captain to Gravenberch, and Gravenberch overhits that pass way over the top of Salah, who turns, looks at him, hands slightly apart, but it's through for a goal kick. And Salah here, the ball's bounced off the hoardings back onto the pitch, and Salah actually runs over there to collect it and pass it to Senna Lamens, who this might well be his first touch of the ball in his second appearance for Manchester United.
I think you're right, John, I think it is, but when I was watching that move then from Liverpool, it was evident that Mason Mount was sat back into that midfield making a three, and then it was almost Cunha and Mbeumo sitting a little bit deeper as well, saying to Liverpool, OK, you can have the ball, we're not bothered if you want to have it round the back, but go and try and beat us, go and try and cut through us. And they couldn't, and then Ryan Gravenberch gets frustrated, tries a pass that isn't really on. So far the game plan from Manchester United is working perfectly.
So Liverpool have a throw halfway inside their own half. So 1-0 up, that will certainly be discussed. The incident in the centre circle in the build-up to the goal that Manchester United scored, as Stephen Warnock says, Van Dijk challenging Mbeumo, whose elbow then went into McAllister, and McAllister with the head injury. There's Amad Diallo, an unforced error there. Ball bounces out of play off him next to Ruben Amorim. This is just his second match against Liverpool as the Manchester United manager, both of them at Anfield. The 2-2 draw in January. As Kirkes,
what a mess.
Well, that was a foul throw. He ran down the line to take the throw, then hesitated, and before you knew it, he'd stepped on the pitch. Yeah,
and he didn't even throw the ball over his head, did he? It was a really poor throw, but it was a real lack of movement from Liverpool. But that goes back to the organisation of Manchester United, outnumbering in that midfield area. Just Liverpool finding it so difficult to find a route out at the moment.
There's that long pass from the new Manchester United goalkeeper, Senna Lamens, the Belgian, who hits it downfield. Liverpool win a free kick. Bradley was shoved over. Lamens was away with Belgium, so he was one of the understudies to Thibaut Courtois. As Liverpool break forward, Gravenberch, now McAllister. Here's Gakpo on the left-hand side. Kirkes making the run into the box, challenged by De Ligt. Kirkes bounced off him, went down. You could hear the cheers from the Liverpool supporters, or the appeals at least, but strong defending from De Ligt.
Yeah,
goal kick.
Very, very good defending from De Ligt. Didn't dive in, made sure he held his ground, just gets his body across Kirkes. Kirkes goes to ground. Loud cheers from the Liverpool fans, but more in hope than anything.
So, Liverpool against Manchester United for the 217th time in either league or cup. But there is a milestone today, the 100th time they've played each other at Anfield, and one of the earlier goals just into the second minute when Mbeumo shot past Mamadashvili. Bruno Fernandes down in his own left-back position, turns and under pressure is forced to play it out of play, throw-in, which is taken quickly. Salah receives it, he plays it square to McAllister, in comes the challenge on him from Casemiro, and
wow,
free kick is given the other way. It's given Manchester United's way, and Anfield is enraged. McAllister can't understand it. He stands up, his palms apart, saying to the referee, how is that not a foul? And he's given it because after Casemiro challenged McAllister was then catapulted into Cunha.
what a bizarre decision. I mean, you can hear what Anfield think about it. I think the surprise in your voice as well, John, told the listeners everything that they needed to know. Very, very odd decision there from Michael Oliver.
Yes, as then Gakpo is involved in a challenge for a bouncing ball with Casemiro and does foul him. It is a free kick, but the locals here, or at least the Merseyside locals in the northwest of England, are further angered, and it's a free kick to Manchester United near the halfway line, away down below us on the Manchester United right, about 10 yards in from where Arne Slot is standing. Arne Slot, first time he's ever lost 3 matches in a row in his managerial career, and with this scoreline, could be 4. Long way to go. Bruno Fernandes takes the free kick. Maguire tries to head it across the box, but he was challenged by Bradley, comes back to the edge of the area, and then it's headed away downfield by Isak. United, though, played over the top. This is for the run of Cunha, but it bounces all the way through, and Mamadashvili can just trot forward, and as it bounces up above his head, he's able to stretch high and make the catch. So Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. We've already brought you commentary today on a very good win for Aston Villa. Super goal by Morgan Rogers. I actually didn't see the Buendia goal. Did you see that?
I haven't yet, no.
Yeah, so I heard Jonathan Pearce saying that was a very good goal as well, but I thought the Rogers goal was something special.
Oh, it was unbelievable strike, wasn't it? I mean, that was a finish of the highest quality.
Ball played forward by Van Dijk to McAllister, and McAllister, in trying to deflect it away, it actually took a touch off his boot. There was nothing De Ligt could do about that. It hit his arm above his shoulder, and that is given as a free kick. Hence the cheers now from the Liverpool supporters around Anfield. Free kick, Szoboszlai, and Salah's come over here as well. Mo Salah, just the 3 goals for Liverpool so far this season. Did score a couple for Egypt during the internationals, a couple against Djibouti in Casablanca. And Salah plays it in, curls it in teasingly, and it's headed wide by the arriving Van Dijk at the back post. What a delivery that was from Salah for Van Dijk.
Oh, it's just inch perfect, wasn't it? It just evaded every single Manchester United defender. They were backpedaling, frightened to put it into their own goal. De Ligt had a little glance at it, got nowhere near it. And Dalot had switched off at the back post. Van Dijk got the run. He just didn't gamble early enough. Really difficult header, but brilliant ball from Mohamed Salah.
Yeah, just had to stretch a little too far for it, Van Dijk, and headed it wide of the post, and Casemiro plays the ball all the way back to Lamens, the goalkeeper, who was closed down quickly by Salah and then just drags it onto his right foot and hits it away downfield. So another long pass from the Manchester United goalkeeper, as had been flagged up in advance. I was listening to Rob Green and Shay Given in the early part of the programme on 5 Live, talking about that very subject, as Cunha now coming back into the Manchester United team for Sesko, who is on the bench, is trying to take it forward, but Liverpool deal with him, and it comes back to Amad Diallo again, the right wing back, who has even despite his young years has quite the history. Amad Diallo with Liverpool as the Manchester United players. Long pass downfield from Lamens, but that just gives possession back to Liverpool, and they have it halfway inside their own half. Liverpool, as I say, they've won in all 5 home matches this season, unbeaten in 20 home Premier League matches since Nottingham Forest won here in the early part of last season. Indeed, that was the last time that Liverpool failed to score at home in the Premier League as well. Szoboszlai, out goes the pass to the right-hand side. Oh, Salah took his eye off it and almost miscontrolled it out of play. And in that moment, Manchester United were able to win it back. Dalot and then Mount. And that's a lovely shift from Bruno Fernandes centrally. And he now plays it out to the right-hand side. And Manchester United are motoring here. Amad Diallo, crossfield again to the left-hand side, but it bounces off Dalot, and Conor Bradley's able to come in as easy as you like and take possession of the ball, and then wins the throw-in halfway inside his own half. Promising from Manchester United.
Yeah, there's a real difference in the two teams. United are 1 and 2 touch football, moving the ball quick and counter-attacking extremely well, but they're also recovering into position extremely well as well. Liverpool not moving the ball quick enough, and when they do turn the ball over, it's too slow, and you see it here from Milos Kerkez, just ambling on the ball. Too many touches from the Liverpool players.
Manchester United, who have not won here at Anfield against Liverpool for almost a decade. 10 visits in all competitions. There's Wayne Rooney, who last scored a winning goal for Manchester United here at Anfield, as he talks about on the Wayne Rooney Show, which you can hear and find on the BBC Sounds app if you search Football Daily. Gravenberch out to the right-hand side. Liverpool go back into the centre circle. Choice of listening, by the way, now on Sports Extra. There is commentary on the India-England Women's World Cup match, where England are chasing 289 to win. And indeed, Exeter Harlequins continuing on Sports Extra 2, which is also only, though, on the BBC Sounds app. And we'll get you a latest score on Exeter Harlequins in a moment, as Gravenberch has the ball on the halfway line, plays it out to the right-hand side. This is better from Liverpool. Bradley now, Bradley against Shaw, low ball into the area, but Maguire is there to clear away out of play for a throw-in, almost up level with the edge of the Manchester United box. Exeter winning 31-0 against Harlequins. We will hear again before too long from there. Liverpool take the throw, and Salah works it for Isak. Isak back to Salah. Salah trying to find it, but it bounces. As the challenge came in from Luke Shaw, the ball bounced away, and Lamans was able to move quickly to his left and claim the ball for Manchester United. Yeah,
that's the quickest move we've seen from Liverpool. Lovely little interchange between Isak and Salah tried to get the reverse pass, but really good defending from Luke Shaw. He read the situation. And a lot of people looking at this Liverpool team saying, well, it's very similar to last year's team. For me, there's two players missing that are key to it. Trent Alexander-Arnold, change a game in an instant on his own. But one of the other players was Luis Diaz, a player who could beat players individually and change a game and draw players out of position. Liverpool don't have that player at the moment, that individual who can take people on and change a game.
Gravenberch allowed to carry the ball, though, into the middle of the Manchester United half. Then McAllister to Gakpo, ball into the area. It bounces off Amad Diallo, appeals for handball. Michael Oliver, less than 10 yards away, says no. And Liverpool players certainly asking the question, and the ball bounced back to Lamans. What do we think? He was twisting his body as Gakpo was looking to cross it, and it struck his arm.
Yeah, it did strike his arm. I think he's lucky that it strikes the one that's closer to the body. There was another one that was really outstretched. He looked nervous though, John. It was that look as if to say, no, please, no. It's I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, so many footballers are brilliant at, making it look like, well, there's nothing to see here. But Amad Diallo was the very opposite of that. He looked like the proverbial kid who'd been caught with his fingers in the cookie jar. Manchester United leading 1-0. In the cricket, India 204 for 3 in the 37th over. As I say, chasing 289 to win against England. The commentary is on Sports Extra. But, Michael Oliver's had a couple of decisions to make. There was a bit of pressure on there when the shouts went up, but he twisted his body and his arm was probably just about in the silhouette that they talk about, wasn't it? And it's the ball out of play now, halfway inside the Liverpool half for a throw into Manchester United. But there's been that, obviously the McAllister head injury immediately before the build-up to the Manchester United goal.
Yeah, I'm just watching on a slot down below us, John, and he is talking to Michael Oliver and he's gesturing to his arm saying, where's the penalty? Why is it not a penalty? I have to say, I didn't think it was a penalty. I think he's clutching at straws a little bit there on a slot, just trying to get into the head of Michael Oliver, almost like you've missed two now, you always one at least.
Ball played forward for Mason Mount to chase, but I think Konate will get there first, who was certainly a doubt for this match after coming back from the France squad with what they said was a thigh injury, but obviously okay, as the ball ricochets back to Szoboszlai. And now this could be promising for Liverpool. Salah, what a pass to Gakpo! Gakpo, he hits the post! He hits the post! Well, that was brilliant. That must be just about as good as we've seen involving Salah and the forward line for Liverpool this season. But Gakpo, I have to say, I thought he was bending it in. Instead, it smacked the face of the post.
Yeah, it's inches, isn't it, John, to have been absolutely perfect from the ball from Salah into Gakpo, and the finish. That was the first time that we've seen Manchester United get stretched in the quality of Liverpool.
It was one of the passes of the season from Salah, absolutely pinpoint through the Manchester United backline, and now Salah is certainly warming to the task as Casemiro puts the challenge in on him. The ball didn't go out of play. I thought it had gone out. Salah suddenly came to life again with the ball at his feet, and now that's transformed the mood here at Anfield to see that move. That was more out of last season's Liverpool. And Liverpool fans all around us on their feet, and of course this is the Diego Jota song that they're singing. As Szoboszlai crosses into the penalty area, but all the way across the penalty area, and it will bounce out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United. So Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1, as that great noise reverberates around Anfield once again. De Ligt picks the ball up just next to the corner flag. Ruben Amorim in a long black hooded padded coat.
How's that not a foul throw? He literally jumped off the floor as he threw it.
De Ligt, but anyway, that's been allowed to pass. As we say, virtually every Premier League game, Stephen, we see foul throws, don't we?
Yeah, I mean,
very few are picked up on.
Very, very few, but that one, I watched him, De Ligt, and he jumped as he threw the ball, and I thought, how are you getting away with it? Very interesting anyway.
1-0 to Manchester United, 5 Live, and the World Service, live from Anfield, where it is dry at the moment, as Kirkes passes it forward to Gakpo, who's just hit the post with that shot scored against Manchester United here last season, the opening goal in the 2-2 draw. McAllister back to Gakpo, but he's overhit that. He's looking for the run of Szoboszlai, but Lamans has got the ball at his feet, and with Isak arriving, just has to pick it up. So the Manchester United defenders all walking away from Lamans, so there's no question here that he's going to play it out short. He just launches it downfield onto the head of Van Dijk, and now Kirkes against Amad Diallo, just in front of where Arne Slot is standing. Then the ball's played forward by McAllister, but beyond Isak, Shaw back to Lamans, who smacked it out past Shaw.
Oh,
it was fortunate. Shaw took a heavy touch, and Salah wasn't able to dispossess him. Recovered very well there, Luke Shaw against Mo Salah. Turned, took it away from him. Now Cunha spreads the pass to the right-hand side. That is a lovely touch from Amad Diallo with his left foot into the penalty area, lays it back, and now it's hot wide from the edge of the penalty area by the arriving Bruno Fernandes. Edge of the area, going for the top corner, missed the target.
Bruno Fernandes, hands on head, Casemiro drops to his knees. They know that was a big chance, but here come Liverpool. Is it too heavy?
Salah chasing this as far as he can, but it just runs away from him at the last moment over the white line, and he has to get up, and next to several energy drinks bottles, he might need an energy drink after that burst. Passes it back to Lamans to take the goal kick.
Should be 2-0. It should be from Bruno Fernandes. I just thought the net was going to bulge. I thought it was going to ripple at some point. He's pushed it wide somehow, but brilliant from Ahmed down the right-hand side. He draws three players. Kirkes, he's too far off him. He's had a really poor start to the game, Kirkes. Struggled to get involved, poor on the ball. I mean, he's found life difficult at the moment for in a Liverpool shirt, but Ahmed's got the freedom of that right-hand side at the moment.
Also a flowing move from Manchester United again, and it's that kind of move, and the one we saw earlier in the match as well. You know, that's why people are saying that there are shoots here for Manchester United. A ball not kept in by Gakpo, and that is being disputed by anyone in red. Throwing though to Manchester United, and it is now full-time. Exeter Harlequins in the Prem. Owain Gwynedd.
Exeter 38, Quins 0. The Chiefs secure the second win of the season with a comprehensive bonus point win. Tries came to Faywood Boso, Slade got 2, Skinner and Fizilau. Ethan Roots was the player of the match. Chiefs 38, Quins 0.
Will be a 6:06, but just an hour tonight to reflect on this match. This will be top of the bill, whatever happens. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton from around about 6:30 until 7:30. Then more live sport on 5 Live, the United States Grand Prix, where Damon Hill, the former world champion, will again be part of our commentary team alongside Harry Benjamin out there. So that's on 5 Live from 7:30, and NFL as well on Sports Extra tonight from 9 o'clock. As Liverpool play it forward through the middle to Szoboszlai. Konate with a pass. Now the shot from McAllister, but under pressure as the challenge came in from De Ligt. He wasn't able to get the contact on that he wanted, and it was more or less for Lammens dropping down to his right, like collecting a back pass.
Yeah, Liverpool fans getting hugely frustrated at the lack of movement, and then when they do get the movement, it's a great ball from Konate to split the lines into Szoboszlai, and then feeds that little pass into McAllister. Couldn't quite wrap his foot round it and get the power on the shot he wanted.
And Burmo now the goal scorer into the box. Bruno Fernandes with the ball across. Mamadashvili, he lost it, and then at close quarters, Mason Mount, it sort of fell in front of him. Mamadashvili was grasping for it, and he could only help it over the top of the crossbar from just outside the 6-yard box. But for a moment there, it seemed as though that was going to drop perfectly for Mount.
Yeah, I think if Mason Mount was to see this again, he's probably got more time than he thinks. He just flicks a heel at it. Mamadashvili, poor handling. Liverpool losing the ball again and getting turned over, in a simple pass in behind. Oh no!
Oh, the ball across from Kirkes and Burmo. No, Mamadashvili makes the block. Mount shot saved by Mamadashvili. Still inside the penalty area. Cunha's ball all the way over there to the far side. Missed by Diogo Dalla. Missed his shot actually, and then that meant that Liverpool could get back in position. But a crucial save in the middle of all that from Mamadashvili. Manchester United more than threatening a second goal here, Stephen.
Yeah, and it's down this right-hand side again. Kirkes and Van Dijk's relationship, it's not working at the moment. There's a lack of communication. The ball getting slipped down the side far too many times. Credit to Mamadashvili. He won the first tackle from Mbeumo. He had to win it. He had to time it perfectly. And then the save from Mason Mount, had to push it away to safety, and he did. But again, Liverpool far too vulnerable, and the turnover of possession far too easy to get at.
Almost half an hour played, and it is 1-0 to Manchester United, but chances at both ends for further goals. And certainly Ruben Amorim will be thinking, I'm sure he'll be thinking, we should have a lead of a couple of goals in this match.
Well, he absolutely should. I know we're talking about the chance from Gakpo, but if you're thinking a chance is more clear and obvious, then Manchester United have created them. But it's been Liverpool's own fault that they've allowed Manchester United to create the opportunities. But certainly Bruno Fernandes will be going in at half-time saying, I should have scored, I should have done better. A player of his quality.
Yeah, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, Mamadashvili making important saves as Szoboszlai heads it forward. Here is Kirkes then. Kirkes, early ball this time. Oh, it's cleared straight to Isak, who shoots across the face of goal. Edge of the area. Just almost where at the point of the D and the edge of the box. Hit it across goal, and it bobbled wide.
Yeah, moments of a lapse of concentration at the back post from Dalot, lashes at the ball, and then you're looking for composure from Isak, the big money signing for Liverpool. Can he find that composure? He doesn't at all. He just drags his shot horribly wide. He didn't look confident at all when the ball fell to his feet.
Alexander Isak, this is his 7th appearance in a Liverpool shirt, his 4th in the Premier League, yet to score in the league. His only goal for Liverpool thus far in the Carabao Cup win against Southampton. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. 5 Live in the World Service from the BBC. So yes, 6:06 with this match, top of the bill later on 5 Live with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton as well. They will want to hear from Dundee fans after their famous win against Celtic by 2-0. First win against Celtic at home for 37 years. So I'm sure Robbie and Chris will want to hear from Dundee fans tonight as well. Throwing Manchester United taking their time over this, as has been pointed out by hundreds of people in the lower part of the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand. Eventually he does. And Liverpool played away downfield, but Luke Shaw has it back. And then goalkeeper Lamans, this 23-year-old Belgian, clean sheet on his debut against Sunderland before the international window. McAllister with this cap that he's wearing after the head injury earlier. Then Amad Diallo and Burmo finding space, running at Van Dijk, and then Amad Diallo didn't continue his run and Burmo tried to play it back for him, and in the end the ball's behind for a goal kick.
He continued his run, John, but Kerkez did extremely well. He got a right arm across his body, just held him, made sure that he didn't get the run on him, because he knew that Ahmed has got pace on him, so he had to use all his experience and just get that arm across. Did extremely well.
I did wonder whether Andy Robertson might have come back in for this match. Kerkez, who, you know, as you well know, Stephen, knowing Liverpool inside out, when you move to Liverpool, the scrutiny is intense, isn't it? And every little thing that you do is analysed and spoken about. As another Liverpool attack comes to nothing, Salah plays it over the top, but that bounces beyond Isak and through for a goal kick. And it must be impossible, you know, in the world in which we live now, to avoid that.
100%, and that's the case for both teams. If you look at the size of both football clubs that are on display today, then it's the same pressure whenever you walk through the building at either team. And I do think that Milos Kerkez is struggling to deal with the actual pressure of playing for Liverpool at the moment. I think it will take him a little bit of time, but certainly we know the player he is. We saw that when he was playing at Bournemouth. My big thing is that this is a different type of style of play. He used to be a counter-attacking fullback for Bournemouth. Now you dominate the ball and you have to be able to play a different way.
Liverpool with the ball inside their own half while Stephen Warnock was speaking. Van Dijk, long right-footed pass. McAllister with a touch. Then Isak, first time ball from him out to Gakpo. Gakpo into the penalty area now on the left-hand side. Chips it across, took a deflection. Oh, and it bounces out. And is cleared away off the crossbar. It took the deflection, which dropped it onto the face of the bar, bounced down, Manchester United cleared. That's a let-off. Gakpo's ball in, header from Salah, but it's straight at Lamans, who's able to grab it straight at him and drops down onto his front.
Yeah, he does well, Cody Gakpo, because he knows he's got Bruno Fernandes in a 1v1 situation. So often we see Gakpo come inside, but he dinks it to the back post, and it takes a little flick off Bruno Fernandes, just ricochets off the post. Lamans was beating all ends up. He didn't know where the ball was going. I think it hit the post.
Yeah, the post,
the far post.
It just dropped past the bar and hit the far post and bounced out. Could have gone anywhere, but bounced for Manchester United to clear. And Salah can't keep the ball in on the far side. Manchester United supporters growing in confidence. Give that a big cheer. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. Let's get another update on the Women's World Cup match, which is being monitored by Kevin Howells.
England need wickets or face the first defeat of the tournament for them, because India need what would be their highest successful run chase in ODI cricket. 289, they're 227 for 3 off 40 overs. Simply superb from Smitri Mandar, 87 not out off 91 balls.
Yes, and the commentary team is in India. You'll hear them on Sports Extra right now on your BBC Sounds app, or indeed on your digital radio, or via smart speaker, I would imagine, as well. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1, with half-time approaching. It's been eventful, Stephen, has it not? As Manchester United win back possession again. Bruno Fernandes, then Mbeumo, the goal scorer, shaven-headed, big beard. Here he is. In comes the challenge from Kerkez to put it out of play for a throw-in off Mbeumo for Liverpool. Yeah, we had the goal, which had certainly a touch of controversy about it. We've had, we've had mistakes galore, which probably might have a little something to do with the conditions that they're playing in. A swirling wind. Here's Konate, his pass through. Isak runs onto this. Isak with a shot, which is blocked by the legs of the goalkeeper, then lays it back. And McAllister's shot, but the whistle's gone. The whistle's gone, the flag's up.
Well, the flag's up because the ball went out of play off the ball when Isak was got through at goal. Great save from Lamans, really good save. The run from Isak in behind, the ball from Konate, he's inch perfect, has to score this opportunity. Lamans saves it with his right leg down in the bottom left-hand corner. It's a really smart save from the goalkeeper. He wasn't even aware that the ball had gone out of play. As it came back, it went to McAllister. McAllister hit a shot and he saved that one as well. That'll do his confidence the world of good.
Yeah, that initial chance, Isak's shot, actually bounced back onto Isak and then rolled out of play before he dragged it back in. Liverpool with the ball inside their own half. So Manchester United have had their chances, but Liverpool, you know, I've got a list of at least 6 there that Liverpool have had.
It's been a great game, it really has.
Yeah, here's Van Dijk, right footed ball out to the right hand side. Manchester United attempting to win here for the first time since 2016. Salah's ball into the area, Casemiro heads it down to Cunha, his Brazilian international teammate. They were in Japan and Korea together during the course of the internationals. Cunha is out-muscled. Liverpool players either side of him went down, wanted a free kick. Michael Oliver not interested, and then Gravenberch's passes straight into the path of Amad Diallo, who is able to play it back to Lamans.
I'd just like to see Gakpo change his game. I feel like he's so narrow and so close to Isak that it suits De Ligt. De Ligt's happy in that position, playing centrally in the pitch. If you just drag him out onto the touchline and make life uncomfortable for him, he doesn't want to be in a 1v1 situation. It might just free Isak up with a little bit more space, or McAllister or Szoboszlai.
Into the last 10 minutes of the first half. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. The goal just into the second minute when Brian Mbeumo shot past Mamadashvili. Ball forward for Gakpo to chase, but all he can do is actually prevent it from going out for a goal kick. So it's a throw into Manchester United down in their own right back position. So across comes De Ligt to take it. Michael Oliver is just telling him to stay where he is. Let's see how he does with the throw this time.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, how he's getting away with that is beyond me.
And then Mbeumo, the whistle had gone, and Mbeumo conceding the free kick for his challenge on Gakpo, who's still on the ground.
I'm sorry, John, but what is the assistant referee doing?
Well, he's obviously not looking.
How are you not watching that situation with the foul throw?
Do you know what? I have a feeling that what about the fourth official as well? You know, the assistant.
Incredible.
The assistant is one thing, but there is a fourth official down there.
Chris Paulson, isn't it?
Yeah,
who's
Craig
Paulson, sorry, who's vastly experienced.
Yeah.
You're thinking
the fourth official.
Incredible.
And free kick then. Szoboszlai from way out on the left curls it in, headed away by De Ligt as well. And now Conor Bradley, that's excellent, strong play from Bradley into the penalty area, looks to cross it, and it's deflected behind by Gallo for what is the first corner of the match to Liverpool.
Wow. I mean, it's good play from Conor Bradley down the right-hand side. I just feel like the two full-backs for Liverpool are quite isolated, and Bradley's more happy going in 1v1 situations than Kerkez is, but he's very direct, isn't he, Conor Bradley?
He is. Corner for Liverpool. Red shirts dotted around the Manchester United box. Delivery into the near post, which is headed away, back out to corner taker Szoboszlai, and then it's lifted in by Bradley to the back post. Van Dijk with a header, but straight at Lamans. And actually Luke Shaw was...
Picks it back up.
Yeah, he dropped it outside the penalty area. Surely, and actually Luke Shaw was also at the same time challenging Van Dijk as the two of them ran past Lamans, who was right out to the edge of the penalty area. And
I think he drops it in the penalty area, John, but he picks it back up.
Grabs it, yeah.
Whether Michael Oliver's seen something where it hasn't quite hit the floor, could be a really good spot.
Possibly. Then there's a foul on Bruno Fernandes, and Virgil van Dijk is asking the question. Michael Oliver just walks calmly away. And, you know, there was a lot going on there as Lamans was carrying it out to the edge of the penalty area. As I say, I noticed that Luke Shaw also nudged Van Dijk. And,
when that happened, John, I thought Van Dijk, when Luke Shaw had gone to ground, he still headed the ball, and I thought, you can take a touch, you know he's gone.
Yeah.
Bring the ball down and have a shot, but obviously things happen so quickly.
Free kick then, won by Bruno Fernandes. He takes this into the penalty area. Oh, slash at it, and it just flies over the top of his own crossbar, off the left shin probably of Gakpo. Corner, Manchester United now.
Oh, heart and mouth moment from Cody Gakpo. It's the elements as well. It's a brilliant ball from Bruno Fernandes, fizzed in behind the Liverpool backline, but it's really low, and it just bounces up in front of Gakpo. He lashes at it, hits his shin, and just inches over the crossbar. Worrying times for Liverpool again.
At the Kop end, Bruno Fernandes trots across there, just gets the ball and puts it in the quadrant. Less than 5 minutes of the first 45 to play. Manchester United's first corner. Bruno Fernandes in under the crossbar. Oh, Mamardashvili was struggling for that, and Konate actually had to get his head to it. Mamardashvili falling backwards.
Yeah, I think Harry Maguire was just blocking Mamardashvili, making life very, very difficult to him. So for him, Konate helping his goalkeeper out.
Well, that's what you get with Harry Maguire in the team. You know, he is very effective in many different ways in the opposition penalty area. So Manchester United with another corner. This time Mbeumo's going to take it from way down in front of our position here, high. And Mbeumo left-footed in, but that's headed away at the near post by Bradley, who's chasing after it. Amad Diallo will get there comfortably. Kirkes chasing after it, but Amad Diallo comfortably gets there first and plays it back to Lamans, and then Lamans long one over the top. Konate's underneath that.
Just bring it down.
He heads it forward, heads it straight to Casemiro. Mason Mount, Casemiro again, back to Shaw over there on the left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes to Casemiro. The white shirts popping it around quite nicely, you know. That's been an element of their play today. You know, there's an assuredness from Manchester United as Bruno Fernandes allows this to run, comes back to him, he gives it to Cunha, heavy touch, in goes Konate, but again Manchester United in possession. That might well have been a handball by Cunha as he deflected it to Mbeumo. Cunha gets it back, controls it, goes for goal, but it wasn't. He didn't have the whip on it, and it flew away, arrowed past the top left corner behind.
Yeah, there's that position again from Manchester United. They know there's a weakness with Kirkes and Van Dijk's relationship, and they keep on finding that space in between Van Dijk and Kirkes. Kirkes is desperate to get out to Amad, but Mbeumo and Cunha just finding those areas, and they're finding it so difficult to pick them up. United have been really impressive going forward in this first half.
Let's bring in Kevin Howells again, who's watching the pictures of India, England in the Women's World Cup. In fact, Kevin, just bear with me as Konate slides in and puts it out of play, so on you go.
Small amount of hope maybe for England. Big wicket, Dmitry Mandana has just gone caught on the long off boundary by Alice Capsey off the bowling of Lindsay Smith. 88 off 94 deliveries, which means 54 are still needed from 48 balls for India. They're 235 for 4 after 42.
Also, if you missed it earlier, news from India, another win for Tommy Fleetwood. Throw in for Manchester United into the box, it bounces down and Mamardashvili is able to pick it up, but long throws causing difficulties. Again, one of the features of this season. There's Tommy Fleetwood, a local from these parts, a winner of the World India Championship on the DP World Tour. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. Bradley taking the ball forward down into the Manchester United left-back position. Diallo forces him to turn, uses Gravenberg, might open up for Gravenberg, but plays it square instead to Kirkes. Kirkes curls it into the Manchester United box, a falling, diving header away by Luke Shaw, and then Gakpo as it's played to him by Kirkes. He can't keep possession, and Amad Diallo now is shielding it from Gakpo, and as he turns and volleys it away out of play near the halfway line. We've got 2 balls on the field at the moment. As he did that, there seemed to be, it's almost like confetti came out of his, I don't know, his sock. Did you see that?
I didn't see that, no.
It's all, you can see it down on the pitch now in the right back area. You can see all those little white dots. I don't know.
Might have been a little bit of information from the manager.
Well, if it was, he's ripped it up into tiny pieces. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. Arne Slot in discussions with the 4th official. There's been a lot to talk about from this first half, one way and another. Kirkes plays it, it's gone right across the box. Diallo just hooks it away, fortunate there, could have gone anywhere. Landed at the feet of Bruno Fernandes. His pass downfield from Mbeumo to chase, but Van Dijk gets there first and just helps it into probably the 7th or 8th row. of the main stand here. There are 4 minutes of added time coming, with Manchester United leading, as they have for a long time in this match. And Michael Oliver is telling Amad Diallo that he needs to get on with this. Obviously, Manchester United want to get into the dressing room with a lead at half-time. Harry Maguire, long pass forward, but that will just bounce all the way through for a goal kick. So, 4 minutes are now shown by Craig Pawson on the board. Mamadashvili takes this goal kick out from the back. Still no Alisson. Suggestion was that it might be a week or two yet for Alisson. And then Bradley surging forward from right back. His ball low across the penalty area, attempting to play it into the path of Szoboszlai, but De Ligt was able to just get there first and lift it with his left foot out of play for a throw down the right. He's played well this season, De Ligt, for Manchester United. Throw-in is taken. Here's Gravenberch, corner of the box. Gravenberch in the orange boots, drags it back. He also came back from the internationals with a little bit of an injury issue, but obviously past fit. Here is Gakpo, his Dutch teammate, scored 3 goals for the Dutch in the World Cup qualifiers. Takes on Amad Diallo, comes off the Manchester United man. Corner for Liverpool from the left.
Yeah, he's done well there, Amad, making sure that he stays with Gakpo. Gakpo wanted to take him to the line, and he's happy for Gakpo to do that. And this is an opportunity now for Liverpool to swing some quality into the area, attacking. United, the big and strong from set pieces.
In added time at the end of the first half. Lots of movement, red shirts in the box to the near post. Here it comes into the edge of the 6-yard area. Manchester United are able to head it away, and then groans because Gravenberch, not sure of where Mbeumo and Amad Diallo were behind him, actually hooked it all the way back to Mamadashvili, who then goes long. Gakpo against Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, it bounces off Casemiro into the path of Gakpo. Gakpo back now to the edge of the area. Van Dijk plays it in left-footed. That's headed away by Dalot. Conor Bradley's able to take up possession again for Liverpool. Chests it down. Salah then makes himself available. Salah's ball right across the penalty area, and a diving header away is actually given as a free kick for the challenge on Casemiro, who gets up in instalments. Yep, he is now on his feet, Casemiro, and it is a free kick. And the Manchester United fans are taunting the Liverpool supporters inside Anfield. They just want to get into the dressing room, don't they? I was mildly surprised that Casemiro played all of Brazil's 2 friendlies against Korea, South Korea and Japan. I bet Ruben Amorim raised an eyebrow at that as well.
Well, unless he felt like he needed a little bit of game time, and
I bet Ruben Amorim didn't. Carlo Ancelotti has got a World Cup to win, of course. And Mbeumo. Now here is Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes playing the ball to Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo now, Kirkez, he's beaten him, played it past him, he dived in, but he has recovered. Amad Diallo, though, has got support here from Mbeumo. 2 Manchester United men in the box waiting. Gives it back to Amad Diallo, but Kirkez is able to get the right side of Amad Diallo, who actually fouls him in the end. And we are now in, Stephen, the 4th minute, the final minute of added time at the end of this first half.
I think if there's anything to look at in this game, it's Manchester United have been more streetwise. They've been clever in the way that they've gone about this game. They've frustrated Liverpool. They've won little fouls, little free kicks. The one with Casemiro there, just hitting the deck under the slightest little bit of pressure, and they've made this Anfield crowd really anxious and nervous, and they've been the calmer team, you have to say, but Liverpool's still looking dangerous.
Still time at the end of the first half. Heavy touch though from Bradley, and that meant that Luke Shaw could go to ground, slide in, make the clearance. Liverpool again though, Salah's ball, but Maguire just volleys it away. Comes to Mbeumo, and then in on the challenge goes Cunha, who can't keep it in, and that will be it. Yes, that is the whistle for the end of the first half, and as you've suggested, Stephen, that was an uneasy sound from the home sections, and the Manchester United supporters down there are thinking it might be the day that they win at Anfield for the first time for almost a decade. 1-0 at half-time, but there could have been considerably more goals.
Yeah, I think on the first half showing, the Manchester United fans will be delighted with what they've seen. They've looked comfortable at times with the way that they've gone forward defensively. They've given up a couple of opportunities, but you'd expect that being away from home. From Liverpool's point of view, it's been far too slow, far too lethargic. No one really committing players, drawing them out of position. However, Liverpool could have been level, could have been ahead. It's been a fascinating encounter.
Yes, Manchester United could have a bigger lead, but Liverpool have had those chances as well, not least the Gakpo shot against the post. But at half-time here at Anfield, it is Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1.
I mean, Stephen, we spoke before the game about the size of the game, and we know how big a fixture it is globally. I can remember plenty of times talking about this game, and you get to half-time and it's all very cagey. This has been the opposite. For a neutral, this has been superb.
Oh, it's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It's been everything that you'd want to see. Teams, an away team coming to Anfield and being organised, being regimented in how they are off the ball, but then when they go forward, attacking with a structure as well, and an idea of how to break Liverpool down. And what they have done is they've found every weakness that we've probably seen in Liverpool this season, which is simple slide balls in behind, counter-attacking football they've been susceptible to. It's been really impressive from Manchester United, but there's still that edge where Liverpool could win this game in the second half because of the opportunities that they've created. And what will we see from Manchester United if Liverpool are to peg them back? I think will we see a vulnerability in them that we know that is there. So everything's set up perfectly for the second half.
It's a bit of a complicated one, I suppose, the goal that we have had. I think if I was a Liverpool fan, I would be saying any head injury, you've got to stop the game. Why haven't you seen that? Why haven't you given that? And the flip side is it happens very quickly, and there's an argument it doesn't really impact the goal or Liverpool's defending, which is why they concede.
Well, it does impact the goal, because when he goes for the header with Mbeumo, if he doesn't go to ground, he gets up, then Van Dijk doesn't have to step into the next ball. And that's the difficulty that you have to spot in the game straight away. Listen, we're splitting hairs, aren't we? We're trying to bring this down to 1 or 2 seconds. Yeah, exactly, and we're trying to make decisions straight away. Now, the big thing is, you'll watch another game of football tomorrow or in a few days' time, and the head injury will happen, the referee will blow up straight away. From the head injury to the goal, it's probably 6 or 7 seconds, so there is enough time to bring it back. It's not like it's in the box and he suddenly turns and has a shot. So he has got time to make a decision. He's also got time to take information from his other officials in and around him, his team, but they've obviously felt that was the right decision. So it'll be interesting to hear what the outcome is of that decision after the game, if we are to hear from the officials as to why they decided to let it go.
Yeah, and if it does end up being decisive, then I'm sure both Liverpool and Manchester United fans will have a view on it. 606 lines open, 08085 909 693 once we're done at Anfield. Stephen, John, thank you for the time being. So, Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1 already in the Premier League. Spurs 1, Villa 2 full-time. Scottish Premiership, Dundee 2, Celtic 0. We'll hear from Brendan Rodgers, Matty Cash and Thomas Frank after the news on 5 Live with Richard Foster.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Israeli military says it's begun a new series of strikes against Hamas in southern Gaza in response to what it's calling a blatant violation of the ceasefire agreement. Hamas says it's still committed to the deal and that it lost contact long ago with its fighters in the area being targeted by Israel. Shosh Bedrosian is the spokeswoman for Israel's Prime Minister.
Today, the IDF announced terrorists fired an anti-tank missile and gunfire towards our troops operating in the area of Rafah to dismantle terrorist infrastructure, all in accordance with the ceasefire agreement. Now, in response, the IDF began striking in the area to eliminate the threat.
Israel has also announced it's suspending deliveries of humanitarian aid into Gaza until further notice. Priceless jewellery has been stolen from the Louvre Museum in Paris. It's from the 19th century and once belonged to Emperor Napoleon III. A diamond and emerald crown has reportedly been found broken near the museum, which has been closed for the day. Police are looking into reports that Prince Andrew asked a personal protection officer to get private details about Virginia Giuffre before she accused him of sexual abuse. Andrew hasn't responded to the new claims, but he's always denied any wrongdoing. The Home Office says 16 more people who entered the UK illegally have been returned to France this week. It takes the total number of returns under the one-in, one-out migrant deal to 42. Dickie Bird's funeral ceremony has taken place in his hometown of Barnsley. He died last month, aged 92. It's understood he wanted the service to take place at the weekend so that more people could go along. Our correspondent Phil McCann says there were plenty of mourners.
As the coffin was carried out of St Mary's Church here in the middle of Barnsley, there was applause from local people who braved the rain to listen to the service on speakers that it was relayed on, and they applauded at the end because he was loved not just by the cricketing family but by all of those who knew him, especially in his retirement here in Barnsley as well.
And Kay Adams has been taken off her BBC Radio Scotland programme after an internal complaint about her behaviour. An investigation's begun, but the corporation won't go into the specifics of the allegations.
It's about to get a whole lot scarier. I'm Danny Robbins, and every day this month I will be sharing Uncanny Listeners' real-life ghost stories as we count down to the spookiest time of the year. An eerie starter of paranormal terror before the main course of a brand new season of Uncanny launching on Halloween itself. The Uncanny Halloween Countdown, every day on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports with Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1, half-time at Anfield. Second half commentary on the way on Premier League Sunday. Already today, Aston Villa came from behind to win 2-1 at Tottenham. 2 very good Villa goals. Morgan Rogers from long range. And then after that, Emi Buendia scored after a brilliant ball from Matty Cash, who's been speaking to Rob Nothman.
Delighted, obviously, in training we work on in set pieces in second phases and stuff, and trying to hit the ball back into the danger zone, as you like. Nearly pulled Luca Dean's hamstring while doing it. Now obviously delighted, it was a good pass and an even better finish, I think, from Emi on his weak foot.
What's changed at Villa? 5 wins in a row. The start of the season was slow, so what's clicked?
Yeah, obviously we started really poor. Obviously, we had a few results away from home, like Everton we drew, Sunderland we drew, and now they're looking like good results, you know. Today, I think, is a really tough place to come. You'd probably take a point here, in all honesty. And obviously we won, so delighted with it. Resilient all the way through the game. I think we defended really well, had to defend the box well because they got really good quality. And then going forward, you have to take your chances to win games, and we've done that today.
Matty Cash with Rob Nothman, who's also been speaking to Spurs boss Thomas Frank.
Trying to get the combinations right up front in terms of the connections between all that plays, it must take time. Is that the most difficult thing to coach, to get that right?
I think that's a fair question. I think the relationship between players is so important. We know when they build and suddenly got a little bit of momentum, that you can create something, maybe not magic, but you're going to create more efficiency. And that's definitely something we are working on. We are not 100% clicking, but I think there was moments that was good, looked promising, but we didn't have enough fine cutting edge on the day.
And lastly from me, you talked before the game about making this ground into a fortress. Is it a bit of a concern that the record, long before you arrived here, but the record is not that great here? 3 wins in 18 Premier League matches.
If you don't have the intention to change something, then when will the change, or how will the change come? So that is 100% a top priority for me. But we know one thing is to say it, and the chance also if you say it and you don't win, then I'll get these nice questions after the game.
That's Thomas Frank, 08085 909 693. Lines open for 606 with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Steve.
Right. I suspect whatever happens in the second half at Anfield is going to dictate a fair amount, isn't it?
I think so. I'm just seeing the goal there at half time again. I don't think. I thought the game should have been stopped. It was a head injury. I think Manchester United got away with one, but it's. I'm sort of enjoyed the first half. Listening on 5 Live feels like it's end to end. So I mean, this would be a huge win, wouldn't it, for Ruben Amorim? But if Liverpool end up losing, what, 4th consecutive loss? For Arne Slot, I mean, not going well, but we'll see how the second half pans out.
What about Celtic, Chris?
Oh, well, it's not a surprise, Steve. I saw Brendan Rodgers, he said this evening, there's no way you'll go into a race with keys to a Honda Civic and say, I want to drive it like a Ferrari.
Harsh.
Yeah.
Depends what year Honda Civic, though, surely.
Yeah. It does. But, yeah, I'm not surprised that Celtic lost at Dundee. Dundee sort of not having a great start to the season themselves, but Brendan Rodgers saying he's unhappy about the recruitment, wasn't given enough players, but should the team be doing better? I mean, Hearts have a real possibility of winning the Scottish top flight this season. But let's hear from Celtic fans. Who is to blame for the mess at Celtic?
And Honda Civic fans.
And Honda Civic fans as well. Yeah. And Aston Villa, they're flying, Steve, aren't they? There's 5 wins on the trot now for them. Winning away at Tottenham, big result for them. Emi Buendia. It hasn't really happened for him in a Villa jersey, but big goal for him. And so let's hear from Aston Villa fans. Feels like you've turned a corner.
Cheers, Chris. 606, thank you. With Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton follows the game Anfield. Get your calls in 08085 909 693. Big wicket in that game between England and India at the Women's Cricket World Cup. Dan Norcross.
Well, first Smriti Mandana just planted the ball into the hands of long off, where Alice Capsey very gratefully took the catch, and then Risha Ghosh has got out. A crucial wicket, brilliantly caught, very sharp catch by Knight of Siva Brunt at short extra cover, and suddenly from cruising this match, India absolutely have felt home and hosed. Now they need 27 from 21. They've still got 5 wickets in hand. They should still get home, but if they were to lose Dipti Sharma, who's compiled a brilliant 50 off 55 balls, then they would really be in trouble.
And which is exactly what I was going to ask you, because beyond her lies trouble for them, doesn't it?
Well, it does really. They've got Sneh Rana, who's a bowler who can bat, and then after that they've got 3 genuine bowlers who really don't bat. So they need Dipti Sharma to just marshal the tail, such as it is. They got Amanjot Kaur there, who's just unfurled a lovely cut for 4. But the thing is that now this has gone high in the air. This could be the wicket. Dunkley takes the catch, and it's Dipti Sharma who's gone. My goodness, a 6th wicket has gone down. Eccleston has finally taken a wicket. She's not had a great day today. She's gone for 58 runs, but she's taken a massively important wicket, and India still need 27 from 19 balls. Just a reminder that for England, if they win this game, they qualify for the semi-finals. They still, if they lose it, have a couple of opportunities to get that win they need. One against Australia in a few days, and then this time next week against New Zealand. But for India, this would be 3 losses on the bounce, and they were one of the pre-tournament favourites, second favourites after Australia, and they would have 4 points from 5 matches, level with New Zealand. Only 4 teams qualify, so these are really, really testing moments for them in front of a very full Diwali crowd here in Indore.
Massive wicket. Dan, thank you very much. We'll keep you right up to date. If you just want the commentary of that exciting finish, 27 needed from 19, 4 wickets remaining, you can do it on 5 Sports Extra here on 5 Live. 8 o'clock, there'll be full commentary of the United States Grand Prix from Austin, Texas. Let's bring in commentator Harry Benjamin. As a commentator, Harry, the few better turn ones in Formula One than that one. It could all happen as it did in the sprint race.
It is incredible. Good afternoon, Steve, from a sunny Austin paddock. I'm just outside the McLaren Hospitality, and it was that turn 1 in yesterday's sprint race which once again reared its head. You rise up over 130 feet before you then head into a tight left-hander, and it just opens itself up for a bit of chaos and a bit of carnage, and it really is a tough one to navigate. And actually, if you start on pole, you're at a bit of a disadvantage. You want to be on the left-hand side approaching turn 1, which is where second place man Lando Norris is going to be. Even though it's the dirtiest side of the track, you've got that inside line.
And hospitality is quite an interesting word for McLaren at the moment, isn't it? Especially with their 2 drivers starting on the grid where they're starting today. This feels big in their championship battle.
It really does. Lando Norris in second for today's race. Oscar Piastri down in 6th. Piastri, the championship leader by 22 points. And that gap has stayed as it is, of course, as they picked up nothing yesterday. It really is, I think, a really important race on this afternoon for us. Lando Norris now has the advantage. Oscar Piastri has a lot to lose. Now he's going to find himself in that little midfield pack. But you know what they've both got to look at? It's Max Verstappen. He's 55 points away now from the championship lead. Yes, okay, that is still a huge gap to overhaul. But it's Max Verstappen, and right now that Red Bull is faster than McLaren. It's 0.3 quicker than Norris in qualifying. Verstappen's got the pace today.
Exciting. Thank you very much. Harry Benjamin, 1996 F1 World Champion, Damon Hill. You'll be able to hear from them, and Jenny Gowan, our correspondent, Andrew Benson, US Grand Prix, 8 o'clock start, 7:30 live from the grid for the build-up. In Rugby Union's Prem, Exeter thrashed Harlequins 38-0 to move into 5th in the table. Tommy Fleetwood has won golf's DP World India Championship by 2 shots. He was 7 under in the final round, 22 under come the finish. Match of the day, 10:30 tonight, is Mark Chapman, Shay Given and Troy Deeney. At full time at Anfield, you can get reaction with the BBC's tactics correspondent Umir Irfan, Sam Harris and Troy on the BBC Sports YouTube channel. So that is your choice. That and here on 5 Live will bring you 6:06, which will be at least partially dictated by the next 45 at Anfield. John Murray.
Just watching Senna Lamans, the new Manchester United goalkeeper, running towards the Kop. There's a bit of applause for him, but he just ignores everything. Clean sheet so far. Manchester United winning 1-0. Liverpool have been out for some time waiting for Manchester United. They look like they are ready to go in the second half, Liverpool. No changes at the break. And immediately the ball bouncing out of play off Mason Mount for a throw-in to Liverpool, who have Mamadashvili in goal. A back four of Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk and Kirkes. Then Gravenberch, McAllister and Szoboszlai. Salah, Isak and Gakpo. Ekitike on the bench. Liverpool attacking towards the Kop. Expectant faces, all looking down as it's played through by Salah. Bradley tries to drag it back, but it bounces away. On to Mount, back onto Bradley and behind for a goal kick. And Manchester United, as they started, Lamans in goal, De Ligt, Maguire and Shaw, the 3 central defenders. Then Diallo, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes and Diogo Dalot. And then Mbeumo, Cunha and Mount with Sesko on the bench. And the goal scored by Mbeumo in the 2nd minute. Stephen Warnock sitting alongside me, England international, Premier League defender, played in this fixture. And Stephen, I mentioned the fact that Liverpool were out early. They looked raring to get the second half underway. You know, the message from Arne Slot looked written all over their body language, but here Manchester United have won a free kick halfway inside the Liverpool half.
Yeah, well, it has to be a better performance in the first half if they want to get anything out of this game. It's got to be sharper, crisper with the passing, the movement, more energy from Liverpool, and try and get this crowd behind them. From Manchester United's point of view, it's much of the same. Frustrate as much as you can and then counter-attack as quick as possible. This is a good opportunity for Manchester United now.
It is. Just forward and slightly left of the centre circle. Bruno Fernandes and Mbeumo scheming away together. Luke Shaw is just stepping away. It looks as though it's Bruno Fernandes, right-footed, who actually plays it all the way out there to the far side, to the right, as Manchester United attack towards the Anfield Road end. And then Amadello plays it back, and Bruno Fernandes' ball is charged down, and Liverpool break forward with McAllister. White shirts getting back, red shirts pouring forward. Gakpo into the box, and he's shoved over Luke Shaw. Arm on his back. Shaw went sprawling, sliding across the Anfield grass, and there was an inevitability there that Michael Oliver would blow for a free kick, which he did for Manchester United.
Yeah, he does really well, Luke Shaw. He's the deepest player. He's got 2 Liverpool players running at him, and then he spots the run of Cody Gakpo from deep, and he just gives himself the time to see the picture, gets across Gakpo, and another frustrating moment for Liverpool fans as Gakpo shoves him in the back, and Man United win another free kick.
World Service over this, BBC World Service listeners from all around the planet for this huge fixture in the footballing calendar. The 100th time they've played each other at Anfield. Manchester United, who've not won here for almost 10 years. It is, of course, the first time it's been 20 times champions Liverpool against 20 times champions Manchester United. Liverpool going back to the halfway line, now in the centre circle. Van Dijk, controversial opening goal if you weren't listening, after McAllister went down with a head injury, but play continued, was able to continue. I mean, there were only seconds between that incident and the ball ending up in the back of the Liverpool net, but you'll be able to watch it on Match of the Day tonight, or new this season from 8 o'clock. The goals are on the iPlayer as Isak wins a free kick. Just Shaw just a little too tight on him. In fact, the free kick was out here on the right-hand side.
Yeah, it was Dalot. He just blocked Mohamed Salah as a little give and go, John, down that right-hand side. Liverpool's brightest stuff in the first half came down that right-hand side from Conor Bradley and Mohamed Salah, and again, it's them two who've been linking up.
Free kick is just tapped short, Szoboszlai, and then Salah lifts it in. It's gone all the way to the far post. Gakpo turns and shoots, hits the post again, comes out to Salah, bounces off him, and it's hooked away by Dalot. Well, he hit that Gakpo, and for the second time in the match is denied by the post. And now Mbeumo, as Manchester United are on the counter-attack, that is won back very well by Gravenberch, who was then actually caught by Mbeumo, and it's a free kick. And Michael Oliver just extends his hand and says, just wait a moment, we'll see, as he now makes his way over there. It was at pace, the challenge, and just as Gravenberch was trying to play it away, Mbeumo then caught him.
Yeah, I think he twisted his ankle, John. I think that's the issue that Gravenberch's got, and he is tapping the floor. He needs treatment. But the initial chance down the other end, a lovely flighted ball to the back post from Mohamed Salah. Gakpo brought it under control. I think it was Dalot who just lost the flight of it. And I was thinking, there's Konate. You can find Konate. He didn't want to. He unleashed a thunderous shot which crashed against the post and thought it was going to be the equaliser. I'm just seeing the incident again in front of us, John, and it's just a rocking of the ankle. Mbeumo kicks through it as well. It looks a nasty one for Gravenberch. It doesn't look happy at all. They're very, very sore.
Yeah, and such an important part of things last season. Gravenberch starting 37 of the 38 matches in the Premier League last season, and there is some concern here about his right ankle, so this might take a little while before we see if he's going to be okay.
Well, the other thing is, John, is what does he do if he does come off? Does he decide to go with Curtis Jones as a like-for-like, or does he drop Szoboszlai back in and bring on Florian Wirtz and try and change the game a little bit and go a little bit more attack-minded? He is back on his feet, Gravenberch.
And how's he moving?
Gingerly.
Yeah, there's certainly a limp in that walk. He is going to come back onto the pitch to see how things are. Lines are open for 606 08 085 909 693. Heard Chris Sutton at half-time on 5 Live saying that he felt that the match should have been stopped after the head injury to McAllister before the Manchester United goal. So you'll be able to have your thoughts on that on 08 085 909 693. It is free to call from mobiles and landlines, and the lines are open. 5 Live in the World Service with the commentary. And Liverpool, Gravenberch still just testing that ankle.
I don't think he's going to...
No.
I think he might come on, but I don't think he'll last long.
As the ball is cleared away by Amad Diallo, who I think caught Gakpo on the follow-through. He did. It's a yellow card, first of the match. Michael Oliver has resisted it thus far, and Bruno Fernandes, of course, is going as the captain to say his part. But Amad Diallo on the follow-through caught Gakpo. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, listen, momentum's a big thing with him, football, and I think the big thing is there, he's got his studs up and follows through in the challenge against Cody Gakpo.
Are you wondering whether it might have been more?
No, oh no, absolutely not. I was wondering whether it was a free kick.
Yeah. Anyway, here is the free kick, and Maguire gets his head to it. Excellent delivery from Szoboszlai. That tested Maguire's talent. But that famous slab head did its trick and its job and headed it up and over the top of the crossbar for a Liverpool corner.
So Liverpool have been vulnerable to set pieces in the to counter-attacks in the first half. Who's the last man back? And he's injured.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Gravenberch.
Where's the game management and the thought process of that?
Who is still flexing his ankle on the edge of the D, but it is a corner. 1-0 Manchester United lead. Here is the delivery. Gakpo to the back post, and it's hit into the ground by Salah, who's twisting. In fact, in front of him, Van Dijk was stretching for it. You know, there was a moment where is Van Dijk going to get a touch to that? In fact, it fell for a sort of instinct half volley by Salah, and I think it actually hit Salah's standing foot. Such was the way that he miskicked it down into the ground and up and over the crossbar. So Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. BBC Radio 5 live from Anfield, where the atmosphere is as you would expect for this match. The Women's Cricket World Cup match in India continues on Sports Extra. That's where you'll find the commentary for that. And the United States Grand Prix on 5 Live later. Isak now bringing it forward for Liverpool, but Shaw was able to step across the attempted cross and block it behind for a corner.
Yeah, just a real lack of confidence in Isak at the moment, in himself. The Isak at Newcastle would have drove into the box, he would have took someone on. It's just that, am I making the right decision at the moment? And it's lifted the crowd.
Yeah, you see it, don't you? Szoboszlai then, that long, shiny black hair of his tied back, the ball in the quadrant in front of the Kop. Liverpool's players waiting. Szoboszlai's ball in, bounces down. In fact, the whistle's gone for De Ligt, has ended up on the ground, and it's a free kick to Manchester United, who continue to lead 1-0. And that match, that India-England match, is over. Kevin Howells.
And England have won it. India look absolutely shell-shocked. They were well on their way. It was a very tough target, 289. They finished on 284 for 6. Terrific bowling. Take a look, for example, at Lindsay Smith. 10 overs, 1 for 40. Great comeback from England. From their point of view, they are now through to the semi-finals of the tournament. For India, it is 3 straight defeats. They are yet to qualify.
Yeah, and continued coverage you will hear as the tournament progresses on 5 Live and Sports Extra. And 1-0 Manchester United lead here as the ball is curled forward for Manchester United from Casemiro, but all the way through to Mamadashvili, who's able to field it and underarm it out to Konate. And now long and right from Bradley, but that will bounce all the way through to goalkeeper Lamans at the other end, who chests it down, and then it bounces up and he's able to do likewise, underarm it out to De Ligt, forward from Casemiro, but that's in between Mbeumo and Amadello, and out for a throw.
Yeah, they can't get out at the moment, United. The press has been so much better from Liverpool. The last sort of 5 or so minutes has been so much better. The movement of the ball, how much quicker they're moving it. United can't find a way out.
I think that might call for a change from Ruben Amorim, perhaps.
Quite possibly.
As Maguire is able to find the pass to Mount, and then the cross from Dalot, that's blocked on the edge of the area. Liverpool will look to bring it away with Salah, who gets away from Casemiro, who just then, there was contact there, brought down Salah, who could have been away, and it's a yellow card for Casemiro.
And as soon as he did it, he turned round to Ruben Amorim and went, "That's me done." Casemiro, and he's coming off, and Ugate's now literally, it must have been happening, but he just knew he's cramping up. Well, Casemiro, and you talked about it before, John.
He played the whole match, both matches for Brazil, both friendly matches, and here he is, Casemiro, who's just been booked. So in actual fact, having been yellow carded, Ruben Amorim might have been thinking of substituting him anyway, but Ugarte coming on, that's going to be the first change for Manchester United.
There's another one as well.
So there is. They're also going to bring on Patrick Dorgu, the Danish international. So he is stepping forward, so it's a double change. Casemiro coming off and replaced by the Uruguayan Manuel Ugarte. He's been away playing a friendly in Malaysia for Uruguay against Uzbekistan, Ugarte, but they did only play one match, and the Liverpool supporters, you might be able to pick up the frustration that Manchester United aren't making these substitutions particularly quickly, and it is Amadello who is replaced by Patrick Dorgu, so there'll be a little switcheroo out there as well.
Yeah, Dalot will go down onto the right-hand side, and Dorgu will play on this left-hand side, and it's just a little bit of more of a defensive solidity, of a change from Ruben Amorim. He doesn't really like to have a winger and an attack-minded full-back on the opposite side, so there's a little bit more balance to them, he will feel, from a defensive point of view.
Just over half an hour to play, and still Liverpool 1-0 down, but attacking now with purpose towards the Kop. Kirkes to Gakpo. He's already hit the post twice in this match.
3.
And in fact 3, if you remember that deflected effort that dropped and hit the frame of the goal. So 3 times. And now here is Cunha. Cunha as Manchester United break over the halfway line. Might have been tugged back there by Van Dijk, or at least that's what Cunha wants the referee to think, but Michael Oliver's not buying that, and now he's been challenged by McAllister. Still keeps possession. Then Ugarte gets his first touch, and then the Manchester United number 25 goes back and all the way. Eventually it finds its way to De Ligt. Right-footed crossfield pass by the Dutch international, but that's way above the head of Dorgu, and it's out of play for a throw-in. Wasn't selected by the Netherlands, by Ronald Koeman, Van De Ligt for the recent squad. There's one of the men who was, Gravenberch, seems to be okay, turns and plays it back into his own half. More groans from the home sections. They want their team to drive forward and ask questions of this Manchester United team. 606 waiting for your calls on 08085 909 693. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton together for an hour only tonight before commentary on the Grand Prix. Szoboszlai bounces forward, Salah with a touch, McAllister shoots, but wide of the top right corner. He had United players either side of him, and it whizzed over the top right corner into the Kop. So as you were saying, Stephen, we're going to see Wirtz, but we are going to see a double change because Ekitike is also going to come on, and Manchester United also making another change with Sesko coming on to replace Mason Mount for the last half hour of the match. That's an interesting move by Amorim.
Yeah, maybe he just feels like he needs that point up front, that reference point to hit and hold the ball up and bring others into play. It'll be Cunha who will drop into that Mason Mount position, making it a 3 in midfield, and it has been a 3. It's almost been a 5-4-1 system, but Mbeumo, he makes that ground up so well. But we are seeing the changes now from a Liverpool point of view, and it's actually 3 changes, John. Curtis Jones is also going to come on.
Yes, and that's it for Gravenberch. So that,
and McAllister as well.
Yeah, and McAllister. So McAllister, who injured his head early in the match, cut his head, and Gravenberch, who looked to be hurt in that challenge from Mbeumo. So Curtis Jones coming on into the midfield.
Conor Bradley.
And Bradley, the other player to make way.
So I see Szoboszlai probably move to a right-back position. At the moment, he's not. No, here he is now.
Just asking
he's
the
just
question.
Been pointed.
Yes.
Get back there.
Yeah, I think I will file that under not 100% willing to go back there, hoping that there was going to be another solution, but he will have known, surely.
Yeah, I think, well, he pointed at Arne Slot and said, is it me going back into that position? Now, he knows he can play that position, but what he'll also do is, and it's something that's been missing with Trent Alexander-Arnold, is he will jump into that midfield position and outnumber, and they're certainly going to have to do that with just Jones and Wirtz in that position. He's going to have to help them. Konate's got to do better. Every ball that's come up round his head, rather than bringing it down and being calm, he's just lashed at everything.
Oh, that's an excellent pass from Bruno Fernandes, a real swirler. And Mbeumo does well, takes it down, but his cross is way over the top of Sesko, headed away by Konate. Here's Dorgu now. Dorgu into the area. Bruno Fernandes with a shot, but Konate was quickly across and actually sort of dropped down onto his knees and blocked it with his legs out for a throw on the left.
Johnny, he rectified his mistake because he didn't have to win the first header. All he had to do was allow it to drop to Szoboszlai. There was no one behind him, and then heads it to an unmarked player on the edge of the on the edge of the area. Manchester United player put them under unnecessary pressure.
So it is a throw-in. Manchester United, of course, are in no hurry. Dalot eventually takes this long throw, and it is a long one as well, but Van Dijk's underneath it, stooping down to almost waist level to head that away. Salah with a touch, but that gives it back to Manchester United, and they had to be quick there. Ugarte, and then the crossfield pass from Shaw is behind Mbeumo, and it bounces out of play, and Liverpool have a quick throw which is wasted by Kirkes. That might have been a foul throw as well by Kirkes. So keen was he to get on with it and take the throw that he gave possession away.
Yeah, and Ekitike had done the right thing by just dropping the shoulder in behind the Manchester United defender, but Kirkes too keen to take the throw, didn't anticipate that movement.
Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. Liverpool, who have scored in each of their last 41 Premier League matches. and now it's been carried forward, but shot wildly by Ekitike. But they like that Anfield and the Kop. They like the intent from Ekitike that he was willing to do that and have a goal from 25 yards, but it flew well wide.
Yeah, well, I talked before about getting a player to run at people individually, getting the fans off the edge of the seat. This guy can do it, and he's so confident at doing it as well. Great hit movement, great ability to slalom with the ball. All that was missing was the end product, but positive signs for Liverpool with the changes that they've made.
And we do have Ekitike playing out towards the left, and Isak, and then Salah. But here's Kerkez to the edge of the area. His cross goes all the way to Salah, brings it down and shoots wide. Dragged it left foot wide of the near post from an angle, but even so, Salah, when he is bang on form, that's in the back of the net.
Yeah, and that's why we're saying at the moment he is in a little bit of a slump in form. It's not quite going his way. Well, he couldn't have asked for a better opportunity at the back post, but he drags it horribly wide. He goes to kick it across goal, but he just drags it with his left foot. It's a terrible finish from a player of Mohamed Salah's standards.
Well, Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. Highlights on Match of the Day tonight. Mark Chapman with Match of the Day. Watch it anytime on the iPlayer, and you can see the goals from 8 o'clock this season. That is new. Here's Dorgu now to the byline. His cross, Van Dijk stretched out a leg, and then behind him it hit Kerkez, I think in the face, and bounced over the top of the bar.
Van Dijk's just saying to him, where's the talking? He spoke to me and told me that there was no one round me. That's what you're missing at the back post, is just that communication, just to tell him that you're in control of that situation, and Van Dijk can take his time.
25 minutes to play. Manchester United winning inside Anfield. Their supporters, hopes probably not yet beginning to rise, I would suspect. But it's a corner. Set piece for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes deep to the back post, headed across by Maguire, but then into the path of Szoboszlai, who's able to clear it away. But everyone back for Liverpool. Possession taken up by Dalot, now as the right wing back. Inside the area, Cunha heads it down, but straight to Mamadashvili, who can chase out of his 6-yard box to the edge of the area, and then gives it to Kerkez.
Keep going. I mean, he's so reluctant, Kerkez. Again, another player who's low in confidence, it feels, at the moment.
Checks back and then plays a pass which Jones hits across field. Dorgu's able to come in on the challenge, and Liverpool take up possession again. Here is Florian Wirtz, yet to score for Liverpool, yet to assist a goal in the Premier League. But the Liverpool number 7 has a touch now as he plays it back to Konate, and then Wirtz again with the socks down. Florian Wirtz. Here is Van Dijk. He takes a couple of strides forward, but the pass is behind Gakpo, who slips over in any case, and it bounces out of play for a throw-in to Manchester United halfway inside their own half. So Manchester United with this throw that Dalot is going to take. Bruno Fernandes challenging for it, and then Dorgu receives it. Dorgu infield to Cunha. Bruno Fernandes, a heavy touch from him. Liverpool are back. Wirtz with a touch. First time touch from Ekitike. Now being carried forward by Jones. Jones pass looking to roll it into the path of Gakpo, cutting in from the left. But Manchester United able to deal with that. And the ball bounces for United again. Bruno Fernandes can see Cunha. He's halfway inside his own half. Cunha takes on Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai trying to get back, but Cunha then takes it on, cuts inside Szoboszlai, then works the pass to Dorgu on the left-hand side. Ball across the edge of the penalty area, straight into the path of Jones, who's able to say thank you very much for Liverpool. And now Wirtz breaking forward again. Manchester United's defenders pouring back as Ekitike is running at them. On his right foot, shoots low across the face of goal and wide of the foot of the post. Rather like the goal that he scored in the Community Shield, that one. on that day at Wembley. He found the bottom corner. This may be a foot wide.
Yeah, he just strikes fear into defenders. Dalot doesn't want to engage with him, but he's just got a lovely shift of the body, moves it inside. Dalot gives himself half a yard. Dalot can't get anywhere near it to close it down. He's just trying to bend it into that far right-hand corner. Just doesn't quite get enough on it, but straight away you see the impact that guy's had. Ekitike, huge influence so far.
This is quite a, when you think that Liverpool have got on the pitch Wirtz, then Gakpo, Ekitike, Isak and Salah.
Szoboszlai as well, do you put him in there?
And Szoboszlai, although he's the right back.
Yeah, but he will flub forward, won't he? And he is an attack-minded player as well.
I would say, Stephen, there is the potential for a goal or two on the field. However, saying it and doing it are two different things. Lamans for Manchester United, long downfield. Lamans, who started with a clean sheet against Sunderland at Old Trafford. If he was able to get a clean sheet against Liverpool at Anfield, then you are certainly off and running as Manchester United's goalkeeper. De Ligt plays it forward. 20 minutes to play. The wind continues to swirl around. The clouds a little higher now. There's a sort of pinkish tinge away on the horizon. The floodlights are brightly on, and Liverpool are trying to find this equaliser against their old rivals. Here's Jones. Jones playing the ball out to the left-hand side to Kerkez. Kerkez has Gakpo close to him. Gakpo takes it over in the orange boots, comes infield. Jones again, Curtis Jones. Here's Ekitike. Kerkez still the man over there on the left-hand side. He's available. And then back it goes to Van Dijk. Szoboszlai works it out to the right-hand side. Salah. That miss, most unlike Mo Salah. Wirtz with a cross, that's better, but it's headed up in the air by Dalot, and Lamans stretches for it. I thought he was going to misjudge that for a split second, sort of slightly ahead of it, but was able to see it safely into his gloves.
What a take under pressure as well. Yeah, all the crowd at Anfield wondering whether he'd misjudge it under pressure from Gakpo. He dealt with it so well.
1-0 Manchester United. Here is Sesko. Sesko, who started the last 4 matches, then on the bench at Anfield, having scored his first 2 goals in his last 2 appearances. Played a couple of times in the internationals. Sesko for Slovenia wasn't able to get on the score sheet. Here's Dorgu. Dorgu can't keep it in, and that's it. That is a goal kick for Liverpool, who are going to make another change, and it's Chiesa who's going to come on. He's leaping up and down, flexing his legs, and that is it for Isak. So Isak sprints off the field. There's encouraging applause for Alexander Isak, but still not able to get off the mark in the Premier League for Liverpool here today.
Yeah, struggled, hasn't had his best of days, had opportunities, snatched at a couple. Just doesn't look like he's fully sharp at the moment. Has to step up, has to do more.
Well, Arne Slot said he felt that the sharpness was there now with a couple of matches that he played for Sweden. He didn't score for them either. As the ball's played forward for Sesko, chests it down, Sesko tries to lift it, but the offside flag is up. It was one of those where when it was played forward by Dalot, it did look offside, but took it on. In any case though, Konate has to make the challenge.
But you're asking Konate now to stretch in the 73rd minute of the game, potentially pull a hamstring or go and clatter Sesko, and Sesko picks up an injury. Just put your flag up.
Liverpool 0, Manchester United 1. 6:06 on the way. 08, 085, 909, 693. And after this match, as Wirtz brings it forward, Wirtz goes past Dorgu, gives it to Salah, crowded penalty area, low ball played in through the legs of Shaw, but it just ran through for Lamans to drop forward and pick it up. Yes, after this match, you'll also, this is a new offering for you, be able to watch the live Match of the Day stream on the BBC Sport YouTube channel, where Sam Harris will be with Troy Deeney, who's on Match of the Day tonight, and our own Umiyat Irfan. So that is on the Match of the Day YouTube channel immediately after this match. 1-0 Manchester United lead. Luke Shaw playing it back to Maguire. And then a stretch from Bruno Fernandes. Jones dispossesses him. Jones now through the middle for Chiesa. Challenge comes in, it bounces away, and then it's cleared away by De Ligt. Too crowded.
Yeah, brilliant from Luke Shaw. Read the danger. What a ball that is from Šeško.
For Šeško to chase, but out comes Mamardashvili calmly. Gets there ahead of the big striker. Liverpool come again. The Kop, Anfield, urging on their team. Gakpo curling it across. Salah to Bubin and beyond him and through for a goal kick. And I see Curtis Jones there. Curtis Jones is telling the Kop to come on, make the noise. Help Liverpool to try and avoid defeat to Manchester United here. Ruben Amorim now, he's got rid of that coat. I think he might be sweating up a little down there. Ruben Amorim, could be the first time as Manchester United's manager that he wins 2 matches in a row in the Premier League. And what a place to do it that would be at Anfield, were it to come to pass. Chiesa might have been caught late. Szoboszlai plays it infield. Referee Oliver has brought it back for that foul on Chiesa near the halfway line, needless to say.
Well, they're starting to lift the crowd, Liverpool, and they've been exceptional since they've made the substitutions. Has injected an energy into the team, and they just need that moment of quality in the final third.
Jones again driving forward, could open up, left foot shot straight at Lamans, who's able to drop down onto his left side and holds it securely. Bruno Fernandes, I mean, I remember seeing him here when it almost looked, some of Manchester United's poorest performances, not least the famous 7-0, when it almost looked as though he'd given up the ghost. But here he is now, central to things. Bruno Fernandes playing it through from Burmo. Konate's able to reach the ball first. Plays it back to Mamardashvili, who passes it out to Szoboszlai. Time running out for Liverpool. They've not failed to score in a Premier League match since the defeat here early last season against Nottingham Forest. Forward it goes to Ekitike. And then Jones, square to Szoboszlai, who's stepped forward from the right back role as he does. Konate, and then Van Dijk. Gakpo running at Dalot, still in the full-back area. Gakpo plays it across. It's sliced right across the box by De Ligt. Stabbed back by Wirtz. Now Szoboszlai, he leaves it. Chiesa, Salah in the box. Dorgu puts in the challenge to see it behind for a corner. Just whipped it off the toe of Salah.
All the substitutions for Liverpool have been sharp. Chiesa there, really quick feet, trying to feed Salah. Salah just caught on his heels a little bit.
Szoboszlai now with the corner. 4 Liverpool players in a group between the penalty spot and the edge of the area. Make that 5. Kerkez just wanders on his own into the 6-yard box. Szoboszlai, outswinger, which comes off a Manchester United head, which takes it wide and behind the near post for another corner.
Yeah, Gakpo thought he had a free header at goal, and I think it was Harry Maguire just got enough on it. A little tiny touch.
And they want the ball boy, the crowd want the ball boy to put the ball off the field. Szoboszlai takes the corner in, that's headed away for Manchester United. Wirtz heads it square, but he's headed it straight to Mbeumo. Van Dijk tackling back, then Ekitike has played it past Dorgu. Ekitike still going into the box, holds off Dorgu, still going against Ekitike, still going across the box, then Wirtz rattles around, bounces to Wirtz, then right across the goal and in from Gakpo! And Liverpool find the equaliser. Gakpo in the 6-yard box, and there is some relief at Anfield in the home sections. Let me tell you, Liverpool 1, Manchester United 1.
Yeah, well, you felt it was coming. You just felt that the waves of attack that Liverpool have produced in the second half since the substitutes came onto the pitch, that it was inevitable that it was going to happen. Was it a moment of quality? No, it wasn't. It was pinball in the penalty area, and as it's fizzed across the box, they're wondering if it's offside. It's not offside because Dorgu's right leg is playing on Gakpo as it's fizzed in by Kerkez. Or is it Chiesa? It's Chiesa to the back post. Lovely ball. Gakpo, he almost misses it, John. It hits his heel and it goes in the side netting when he's right in the middle of the goal. He doesn't care. It's a goal. There's the confirmation of it.
Yeah, a second row around Anfield and a second celebration. Fortunately for Gakpo, fortunately for Liverpool, he was too close to miss it. He was, 2 yards out, 3 yards out. And even though he mishit it, it still ended up in the back of the net at the Kop end. And now it's back to all square, 1-1. And Manchester United's confidence-boosting victory that it would have been might well have been snatched away from them. Still 10 minutes to play plus added time, however. That goal, another late-ish goal for Liverpool this season. Not as late as some, but this one from Gakpo coming in the 78th minute. 3 goals for the Dutch during the World Cup qualifiers. And now he's got his 3rd goal of the season for Liverpool. Manchester United with a throw down at the other end. Dogu takes it, he gets it back, and then it is watched up right onto the white line by Szoboszlai, who's fouled by Dogu. That's disputed by the Manchester United supporters behind him, and then Szoboszlai hits it into Dogu. That they are baying for a yellow card for Dogu.
Well, he hasn't retreated, and it should be a yellow card because he stood there. He knows exactly what he's done. He's left his leg out, but now Liverpool have conceded a corner in the bottom bottom right-hand corner of the pitch.
Apparently Frimpong was about to come on for Gakpo.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw he was ready to come on. I wasn't sure who he was going to come on for, but good decision.
Yeah. Well, he scored in the 2-2 last season. That was the opening goal. He's now scored the rescue goal, and Liverpool might yet be thinking about winning this. Well, they're certainly thinking about winning it. Here's Chiesa. Chiesa takes it on and then goes through the first challenge that comes in on him from Shaw. Dogu has to go to ground against Salah, which he does. Now Manchester United. This is a test of what you've got against this noise at Anfield. In this fixture, throw-in taken, Dogu puts in the challenge, that's out of play. Lines open for 606 08 085 909 693, and you'll be able to read all about it on the football pages of the BBC Sport website as well. Phil McNulty is writing on this one. Here is Van Dijk to Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai looks up. Here's the pass to Chiesa. Chiesa it was who set up the goal for Gakpo. Chiesa's cross all the way across the penalty area, volleyed away by Dalot, comes out to Jones, then Wirtz, first time touch, nice. Kirkes, goal scorer Gakpo, back to Jones, outside the box, his ball across the penalty area. Salah got a touch to that and actually took it away from Chiesa and away and behind for what is a goal kick. Stephen Warnock.
Yeah, communication again, it's the key in this move as it comes into Chiesa. It looks like it's absolutely set up for him just to side foot it, but then it's taken off his toe by Mohamed Salah.
Ruben Amorim is going to make a couple of changes. Ruben Amorim, who got that 2-2 draw here last season. If you remember, Amad Diallo scored the late equaliser for Manchester United in that one. And the 2 changes he's going to make, Lenny Yoro is coming forward, and Kobbie Mainoo as well into the midfield, and Liverpool as well are going to make another change as the ball goes back to Mamadashvili, who is able to sharpish get it away from the danger zone. Sesko now, Manchester United player goes down. Cunha's holding off Szoboszlai, still Cunha. Szoboszlai was able to get back and make sure it was blocked behind for a corner.
What defending from Szoboszlai, because Cunha's been Manchester United's best player and he got beyond Szoboszlai, but he just managed to get a strong arm, left arm across the chest of Cunha, and he stayed with him because Cunha's not slow, but neither Szoboszlai. It was just a matter of strength, and then he recovered to stop the shot, blocked it. Manchester United corner.
Yes, Frimpong's going to now come on for Liverpool, but not yet, not while there's a corner to defend. So Bruno Fernandes is going to take this. I'm looking for a little more on Cunha being Manchester United's best player, Stephen, in a moment, but we'll see what happens here. Bruno Fernandes, and Burmo shoots, deflected, but deflected away from goal. Back in from Bruno Fernandes. Maguire! It's in! Harry Maguire! Manchester United back in front! Well, and that could be the goal. that wins Manchester United the match at Anfield for the first time for almost a decade. Big question whether Liverpool can come back from this. Liverpool 1, Manchester United 2 now.
Well, there's an inquest at the back post from a Liverpool point of view. Manchester United have got 2 players free at the back post as it's delivered back into that area. And Harry Maguire, he's free. And you can't leave a player of his quality in the back post free. He gets a brilliant header on the ball, down into the ground, into the bottom left-hand corner. Mamardashvili, he's pinned to the floor. He doesn't even dive, such is the quality of the header. But Liverpool players switch off. I think it's Szoboszlai who just walks out. He leaves that back post area. He doesn't concentrate. And he's beaten Mamardashvili. It's a really good header from Harry Maguire. It really is.
And a super ball in from Bruno Fernandes. I mean, he had a split second to think about that after it rattled around, the deflection back out to him. First time ball across was perfect for Maguire.
Well, all he has to do is help it back to which one of the 3 do you want to head it. There's 3 Manchester United players at the back post unattended. It's criminal from Liverpool's point of view.
Stephen, they're 2-1 down at home to Manchester United. Frimpong is on, and he's on for Salah.
To be honest with you, I'm not surprised. Salah hasn't been good enough in the game. He's not had an influence on it. He's missed a couple of opportunities. I think there's been times this season when he perhaps should have been taken off earlier. But that's the decision, and it's the difficult one with Mohamed Salah because we all know the quality that he's got.
Bruno Fernandes is off as well for Manchester United. So Kobbie Mainoo's come on for him. And so Bruno Fernandes and Luke Shaw off, Yoro and Kobbie Mainoo on. Bruno Fernandes coming off.
Yeah, well, he just wants to shore up that midfield. We know that Bruno Fernandes is brilliant going forward, but defensively he just switches off or presses at the wrong time. He probably thinks there's a little bit more legs in there now with Kobbie Mainoo going into that position.
Liverpool facing the prospect of defeat at home to Manchester United. And it's the Manchester United fans you can hear inside Anfield. Jones, Gakpo. We are now into the 86th minute. Ball clipped across by Szoboszlai. Here is Frimpong, fresh into the action. Frimpong in the Salah roll, takes on Dogu with a cross. And the header is wide from Gakpo. 6 yards out, headed it down and wide. Leans forward, hands on his knees, wondering how did I not score that?
Oh, he's got to score, has to score, John. It's the easiest of opportunities from Gakpo. You can understand what he's trying to do. He's just trying to glance it into the far corner, but it's Frimpong on the right-hand side who beats Dogu far too easily. And then he just clips a delightful ball in. De Ligt he's on his heels, he's leaning back, he's watching Gakpo head it. As Gakpo heads it, he heads it 4 or 5 yards wide. It's really poor from Gakpo.
Still 2-1 Manchester United. The Kop disbelieving that Gakpo was not able to find the net there, just as they were disbelieving earlier when Mo Salah shot wide when he had that big chance. So Harry Maguire's header is edging Manchester United towards victory, and now United win a free kick with that man Cunha, Stephen Warnock. So you're picking him out as the Manchester United's best player?
Yeah, I think he's been outstanding. I think when you want to relieve pressure, he's got that ability to draw players, and then he's quite comfortable skipping by them. He's got magnificent quality, and I think he's took pressure off United when they've been under pressure. I think he's been outstanding, I really do.
The Premier League champions, Arne Slot's Premier League champions. He's pacing around with his hands in his pockets. They are staring at 4 defeats in a row. He's never experienced that in his managerial career. And Burma with this free kick then curls it in dangerously, and it's headed up and over the top by De Ligt, who slaps the turf in frustration that he didn't make it 3-1 Manchester United.
Yeah, could have and should have. He should have made it 3-1 to United. It was a great ball in. Big opportunity, but Liverpool have took the restart already.
Here they go, Kirk as it is, bursting forward. But the white shirts of Manchester United getting back in this strange twilight now here. Darkness falling on Merseyside. Manchester United leading by 2-1. Liverpool unbeaten in their last 20 home Premier League matches since that defeat against Nottingham Forest in September last year. That was their only home Premier League defeat of last season. So therefore, Liverpool staring at the prospect of only their second home defeat in the league under Arne Slot. Manchester United voices ring around Anfield. Szoboszlai, time running out, ball deflected into the area, whacked away by the left boot of Harry Maguire. Fielded by Arne Slot, who catches it, gives it straight to Frimpong. I make it, we've got 1 minute of the 90 to play. Szoboszlai. Well, they've loved their late goals this season, Liverpool, mind you. They've had some against them as well. That Maguire goal in the 84th minute, tough to take. Estevao, remember, at Stamford Bridge, scored in the 5th minute of added time to win that for them. Here's Frimpong all the way, and it's deflected behind by the body of Dalot. He just got something on it behind. It's a corner.
Yeah, 2 brilliant balls from Frimpong. He looks so much more comfortable higher up the pitch without the responsibility of defending. But could Liverpool grab a late equaliser? It's all about concentration now from a Manchester United point of view.
I can tell you, Stephen, there's going to be a big cheer when the board goes up. I'll tell you why in a moment. Here's the corner, and Lamens comes and gets a fist to that in amongst a crowd of players. Bounces down. Cunha's able to take it away, bouncing off the body of Frimpong.
Look at that, and brilliant from Cunha.
Yeah,
absolutely
Cunha.
Brilliant.
Wirtz comes in as well. He holds off both of them, and Manchester United go back to Euro. And there it is, 8 minutes. As expected. Here's Kirkes, now out to the left-hand side. Gakpo running at Dalot. Oh, he keeps his feet and then clips it in, and it's headed away by Euro on the edge of the box, and then bounces down for Manchester United. Sesko passing it forward. Jones intercepts that pass. He gives it infield to Ekitike, and now Konate. Give 606 a call to talk about this match. 08085 909 693 on 5 Live with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. But 5 Live and the World Service together for the dramatic final moments here. Jones back out to the left-hand side to Wirtz. Wirtz trying to find a position. He allows it to roll back to Jones. His ball in towards the back post. Euro stretches. There might have been a shirt tug on Van Dijk there, and then eventually it's headed behind by Cunha. It's a corner to Liverpool in added time.
He does really well at the back post there, Lenny Euro. He knows Van Dijk's just looming on his shoulder, and he's just manages to reach that header. It's more pressure from Liverpool.
Yeah. The corner flag is fluttering as Szoboszlai takes this. Maguire gets to it, hits Mbeumo. Dogu misses his kick. He's fortunate there, it dropped at his own feet, and then he was able to play it out. And Mbeumo, that's a touch of the theatricals from him. He almost went over the hoardings, but Liverpool took a quick throw. In it comes the cross from Szoboszlai off the Manchester United head. They're saying Harry Maguire is appealing that the final touch was off a Liverpool body, but it is a corner. Liverpool corner from over there on the far side. Faces watching down from the Kop, anxious faces. Seconds really now away from defeat to Manchester United. Gakpo plays it in, it's headed away by Dogu. Back to Gakpo, who controls it now, gets it down, and then back to Wirtz. Little ball in, headed down by Sesko, cleared away by Ugarte. That's won back by Chiesa. Liverpool again, Kirkes in the box. Kirkes chips it across, but into the hands of Lamens, who's able to hop forward and drop down with the ball between his gloves.
Yeah, just a moment of needing composure, drill it low as you can and hope it cannons off a Manchester United player or just falls to one of your own players, but lack of quality there from Milos Kirkes.
Stay tuned as well during 606 for the live interviews. We'll hopefully hear from Ruben Amorim and Arne Slot during the course of 606. 08085 909 693. Match of the day tonight. Monday Night Club on 5 Live tomorrow, which I think you're on.
I am.
Tomorrow night, rounding up the weekend's action. This will be very much under discussion as Cunha groans from the home supporters. Dalot is able to pass it to Sesko. Chiesa, excellent work from the Italian. puts in the challenge, wins the ball back, then it's played forward, but too much pace on that from Jones. Gakpo, who was shoulder to shoulder with a defender, stretched, couldn't get a touch, and it's all the way through for a goal kick. I make it that we've got 4.5 minutes of added time to play. Manchester United. Louis van Gaal was the manager. Last time they won here, back in the January of 2016. Morgan Schneiderlin was playing in the midfield for Manchester United that day, as the ball bounces down for Szoboszlai to turn it back towards the edge of the penalty area. 10 long years for Manchester United without tasting defeat here at Anfield. It's getting closer and closer. Liverpool, though, still straining every sinew. Ball played forward for Frimpong. Dorgu goes tight on him. Frimpong turns away from it, twists, goes down. No free kick, only a goal kick. More anxiety in the home stand, and Lammens has got the goal kick.
Yeah, just right out of space there, Frimpong. It was really good defending from Dorgu, and he beat him. All he had to do was try and stand the ball up to the back post or just get any type of cross on it. Very difficult, however.
Manchester United not won away in the Premier League since March, when they won at Leicester, who were heading for relegation. They're closing in on victory against the champions. Here's Szoboszlai playing it back to Mamardashvili. 3 minutes to go, 3 minutes of added time. Now Kirkes sprinting forward. Manchester United drop back. He's got space still to take it on, but then across comes Kobbie Mainoo to block that away out of play for a throw, which Kirkes takes quickly. Jones gives it back to him. Kirkes back to Jones, then to Szoboszlai just forward of the centre circle. He's closed down by Sesko, just taps it to his left to Van Dijk, then he works it out to Gakpo, and in goes Dalot with the challenge, and the ball spears away and lands 3/4 of the way up the lower tier of the Sekani Dalglish stand. Throw in taken, but there's 2 balls on the pitch. Cross comes over, play's allowed to continue. Sesko is able to help it into the stand again. Liverpool are ready with the ball to take this quick throw in. They know time is of the essence. I make it 2 minutes now. 2 minutes to go for Liverpool to save this match. In comes the cross. That's headed away by Ugarte. Comes out for Frimpong. Frimpong takes on Dorgu. Then it's taken up by Ekitike. Left-footed ball across the box. Off the head of Mainoo. Still Liverpool. Chiesa now with the ball at his feet. Chiesa into the penalty area, cross deflected and then stabbed away on the stretch by Ugarte. But they can't get out Manchester United now. Liverpool are pinning them back in there. Chiesa, then to Wirtz. Wirtz now, awkward ball against De Ligt. Wirtz back to the edge of the area. Kirk gets his ball in, a sliding interception from Ugarte for Manchester United, and then away from Mbeumo. It absolutely backs to the wall from Manchester United. Again Liverpool come. Wirtz to Chiesa. Chiesa now to Wirtz. Wirtz ball across. Gakpo allows it to run. Still rattling around in the box and then cleared away. And then Cunha draws the foul, which he gets from Ekitike. And what relief for the Manchester United supporters at the other end in the Anfield Road stand. Free kick and then nearly there.
Oh, they are nearly there. And it was a moment that Liverpool should have done better in. But the problem was, it was the wrong guy in the wrong position, and it was Konate. He didn't see the over. It was a simple over from Curtis Jones, and then it was just a set, and it's a simple shot, but he just wasn't alive to the situation. Konate.
I make it 30 seconds to go. What a lift this will be for Manchester United. And actually, it'll lift them just 2 points behind Liverpool. 2-1 Manchester United lead. There now are only seconds to go. I make it 20 seconds. Could be the last Liverpool attack. Forward by Konate over the halfway line. Van Dijk challenges for it. Now Chiesa and Cunha battling away together. Cunha comes out with the ball. Jones is fouled. Free kick. That's it. 8 minutes are up. This is it. This is the last attack of the match. Manchester United coaching staff well, Cunha has actually picked up the ball. Jones is still down on the ground. They take the free kick. But Jones now does climb to his feet, so this is it, Stephen. This is the last action of the match.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's the last moments to put quality into the box, win the first ball. I don't know why they're going short.
Well, they do take it short. This is it.
Well, what
last
a waste.
chance. Oh, Szoboszlai plays it straight into Cunha. Still they play on. The offside flag is up, and I think that will be it. The whistle goes. Manchester United have won at Anfield against Liverpool. Ruben Amorim walks across to Arne Slot, who has just experienced his 4th defeat in a row. But possibly the best moment yet for Ruben Amorim as the manager of Manchester United. A win at Anfield against the champions Liverpool. Manchester United winning here for the first time for almost a decade. And the players now, the Manchester United players, go to their Liverpool counterparts. Harry Maguire, the winning goal scorer, in the 84th minute with that header. But quite the day for the visitors from Manchester. Liverpool, well, they had the chances. Goodness knows how they didn't score more goals. But Manchester United too at the other end. It was a minor classic, actually, Stephen Warnock, and Manchester United have won it 2-1.
Yeah, it was a superb game, thoroughly entertaining, fully committed. Both teams wanting to try and win the game. And we saw, yes, Manchester United come and they've got a game plan to sit in, but you've got to counter-attack and you've got to do that well. But what I will say is that we saw everything thrown into this game from both sets of players. A thoroughly entertaining game, John. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, this losing run under Arne Slot gets worse. Liverpool have not lost 4 matches in a row. Well, now looking at the Manchester United players are going over to their jubilant supporters, the away fans, who certainly, you know, they are the hardcore, they're the most loyal of the Manchester United supporters, and certainly times have been hard. They've had some very, very difficult times here at Anfield. You know, the 7-0 defeat certainly comes to mind. But now to be able to savour this moment, enjoy it with the Manchester United players who are down there in a line applauding the Manchester United fans. And for the first time, of course, Ruben Amorim has won 2 Premier League matches in a row. What a place to do it.
Oh, incredible place to do it. I mean, he's come with a game plan and he's been organised in the way he wanted to do it. You know, he couldn't really go toe-to-toe with Liverpool. Liverpool's record at home has been incredible since that Nottingham Forest defeat, so he had to find the weaknesses in Liverpool's team, and he found them. He knows they're vulnerable to counter-attacks. He knows that they're susceptible to that little ball in behind. That was what they got from the first goal. The set piece, they switch off at the back post, Liverpool. They find that area, outnumber Liverpool at the back post. It could have been one of 3 who got that header on goal, but they put bodies on the line as well. They defended extremely well. Yes, Liverpool missed opportunities, but that happens in football games, and you have to ride your luck at times. I think from a Liverpool point of view, John, I think Arne Slot's got a couple of decisions to make. Szoboszlai looks like the better right back, and suits going into midfield from that position. But does he like being there? No, but for the good of the team, it would work better. Frimpong comes on the right-hand side and has more of an influence in 10 minutes or so than Mohamed Salah had in most of the game. Put 2 exceptional balls into the box. Gakpo should have scored one of them. And you just wonder now whether Arne Slot has got a couple of decisions to make. I thought Ekitike did more in the game than Isak did in the whole game. So, yeah, a few conundrums for Arne Slot, but that's what you get when you spend a lot of money in the summer and you are a top team.
Most certainly, but, well, a fine day for Ruben Amorim and for Manchester United. And Burmo with the early goal, Maguire with the late goal, the winner, after Cody Gakpo made it 1-1. But the final score here at a shocked Anfield, I have to say, in the home sections. Liverpool 1, Manchester United 2.
Just watching Harry Maguire going down the tunnel there, Stephen. I think it was only back in January when he missed an absolute sitter right at the end of the game, same end of Anfield. So it's a huge moment for him, but also for Ruben Amorim, because think back to the Manchester derby at the Etihad last season. There was a real touch of randomness to them winning that game. I don't think you could say that today.
No, they deserved to get something out of the game. I thought on reflection a draw would have been a good result. I think it would have been a fair result for both teams. However, you can't take anything away from what Manchester United did here. They came and it was a classic away game performance, and they just nullified Liverpool, made it very difficult, especially in the first half. Yes, in the second half you expect with Liverpool's changes for them to really attack and cause Manchester United problems. And like I said, you've got to ride your luck at times. They did that, but yeah, it's a massive victory for them. But you've got to kick on from here.
And that's been the problem. Stephen, thank you very much. John, thank you. John Murray and Stephen Warnock inside Anfield. What a victory that is for Manchester United, and 3 Premier League defeats on the spin for Liverpool.